A coach has to have saying that self. Hey guys, this is Bradley again, back this time with week 2. Today's week 2's title is What is Coaching? I'm going to go through the 3 main findings that I find of value from this week 2. As you can see, I am out of the comfort zone of my room into the not so comfortable zone of basically just being outside of my house. Yes, notes in case I forgot what to say. Probably the only person that's going to find this awkward is myself, so I thought might as well just try to overcome that awkwardness as best as I can. Anyway, point 1. Not everyone needs coaching, but almost everyone needs guidance. So think of this imaginary scale. This is the vertical line, this is the horizontal line. Think of there being a bell curve in the scale. The people on the far left of that scale, this is my left, should be your right, left of the scale, are the ones that usually have what we call a behavioral or a skill gap. And they would require a lot of hand holding and a lot of teaching to get to a certain level that's required by, say, a company. This is what we call counseling. So we really teach them step by step to get to where they need to get. And in the middle of the bell curve, where it's a larger chunk of the majority of people, is where people want to be mentored. There's a very interesting finding that was shared. He says that almost, I think 80% of Gen Y millennials would prefer to have mentoring over a decent salary in one of the first few jobs. And this just goes to show how much people actually need guidance in what they do. And of course, near the far right of the scale is where people would probably be very competent already. They would require or need coaching most of the time. I think as a coach or as a counselor or as a mentor, I think it's very important for us to find out where exactly the person that's seeking help from us is at currently in their needs. Do they need mentoring? Do they need coaching? Or do they need counseling? And what's very interesting to me that I've heard is that it's easy to be a mentor. It's easy to be a counselor. Well, it's not easy per se if that's a profession. But if you're a coach, if you are supposed to be there in an unbiased manner to listen to a coachee, to really just support them and actually help them figure out the answers on their own, it's much easier for you to barge in and say, hey, this is how you're going to do this is what you're going to do tomorrow, the next week, blah, 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 and this is how you're going to get this problem solved. It's much harder for you to have belief in the mentee, belief in the coachee, that today is just the beginning, the turning point is going to come, and they have the capacity to do it. That really, again, hit me because in my line of work, it's always, hey, a client comes to me with a problem, and I tell them what to do, and I assume that the problem is solved. Thinking about it now, I feel like a lot of times clients come back to me with the same problems again and again. So I really have to reassess my approach to working with fitness clients, because I think that in order to have long-term permanent change, I think we really have to empower clients rather than just give them the ABCs. So that's point 1. Not everyone needs coaching, but almost everyone needs guidance. Point 2. Yes, paper helps. So point 2 ties very closely with point 1. And it's basically something that's overused in the coaching sphere, is that a coach must have belief for the coachee. Rather than seeing the negative in the coachee, he or she should have belief in human potential. So an example that I've written here that really hit home with me is that oftentimes a coach could be the only person that sees the potential in the coachee. Not even the closest family members or closest friends of the coachee, and not even the coachee, him or herself, sees potential in him or herself. This is where I really started to really click with the idea that, hey, coaching is not just a motivational speaker kind of job where someone just goes and yeah, rah, rah, just jump around and you get your problem solved. A coach is someone that really has belief in the potential of a coachee in the face of everything that's negative that the coachee has in his or her life. And this example also stuck with me is that one of the ex-graduates in the program, he's from Nigeria. He is currently using the coaching certification and I suppose the skills and the knowledge he learned from the course, and now working with prisoners. He doesn't call them prisoners in his program, he calls them students. While the rest of the world, and probably even themselves, the prisoners, I'm sorry if I'm using that word, don't believe in themselves. The coach believes in human potential, and he believes that there is potential turnaround that's imminent if they just put in the work and work and work. The coach has to believe that who you are today is just a start. Coach has to believe in you even before you believe in yourself. And I'm thinking about how this actually relates to my own career and my own life. When I first started training, it was just a part-time job to make side income. I had one of my first few clients, and here's this kid who's much younger than me, and the main purpose and main motivation for him to exercise was basically just to look good and get girls, this guy. And the first session, he actually puked. So he puked, and he was like sitting down, he's giddy, and he couldn't continue the session after the first 15 minutes. And to be fair, I was a stupid coach back then. I thought that you have to work really, really hard to actually achieve results without any ways of scientific measures or whatnot. He said he wanted to train 3 times a week, and I'm like, no way this kid's gonna come back with me to train again in the next few weeks. I have zero belief in him. I thought that would be the first and last time I see him. 2 days later, he gave me a call. He set a schedule and trained with me, and since then, since the second session and the third session and the first month, I started seeing that, hey, this kid really, really wants to achieve goals that he set out. Because before that, I thought he was just this nerd that's sitting in his house playing computer games all the time, because that's how he is. That's how he tells me who he is. It just shows to me that that's one of the times, the last few times that I really jump to conclusion on how someone is upon first impression. So if you're watching this, Jared, I'm sorry. I'm really proud of you. You've came a long way, and that really taught me a lesson on just seeing human potential beyond where they are currently at. And thanks to that lesson from that first client of mine, I've came a long way. It's my 6th year as a personal trainer. So yeah, too long, Bradley, don't speak so much. Okay, so the third and last point today is the coaching in my own life. When I say my, it's me, the speaker, Bradley. The question to ask is, in what area in my life do I need belief from someone else? I think it's very easy for me to think that when I'm ready, I get enough money, when it's the right time, I want to leave this house, I want to be alone, I want to be independent. But I think it's also equally important for me to realize that there's a lot of things in my own life and where I am right now that I can't go further without support from a coach or belief from someone else. Most progress that I've made in my own life, my own understanding of myself, my career, over the past few years has been, in effect, a result of me allowing people to come and support and coach, mentor or counsel me. Through allowing them to come into my life and actually allow them to coach me, I am inherently a different person today, and I'm inherently grateful for them. Through that lens, I'm actually thinking that where can I actually be a coach for someone else? Who in my life needs me to have belief in them? I'm not sure how, or not sure where I should start, but perhaps that's where this program comes in. And this also made me think that if I've asked myself the question of where do I need someone to believe in me in my life, and who needs belief from me in their lives, I think that is actually a crazy powerful feedback loop, in the sense that even if I don't believe in myself, but I believe in someone else and I actually see and help and coach them through the sticking point that they have in their journey, it's going to be so powerful of a message to me that I am compelled to also fix my own problems by perhaps finding a coach. Important coaching. Where do I need belief in my life? Where do I need coaching in my life? And who actually needs belief and coaching in their life from me? Bradley, you shouldn't speak so fast because it's not a race. And that is what is coaching. Week 2. That's it for today. I suck at closing videos, so I suppose I'll just give you a look at how my dog is. Fifi!